have launched a number of petitions lately which are focused on the sneaky spread of gender ideology and attempts to normalise things like, pardon the language for the viewers, but tucking or chest binding for kids. And Bond Underwear's latest collaboration, you've called it exploitation for profit. So what you're saying is that these companies are not advertising to confuse young people out of the goodness of their hearts. You know, perhaps there is maybe just a teeny little bit of an agenda there. What would you say to that, George Chistensen?
Well, we all know that the whole transgender agenda is just a massive money-making rort. You don't go from like having 8 children presenting in the Melbourne Hospital a decade ago for, you know, gender medication or gender surgery, gender reassignment surgery, and you go from 8 to 800. I mean, something is wrong with that picture when you have a blowout of 10,000% in numbers. And you can't tell me that that's just because, you know, a whole heap of kids were hiding it. Something else is going on. It's become a fad, and now big business is making money off that fad, in fact, encouraging it. These from big pharma and big medicine down to, you know, clothing companies like Bonds. Big pharma and big medicine, they're making money hand over fist with this sort of stuff through puberty blockers and also the actual surgeries that they can do. But now you've got outfits like Bonds that are profiting off it as well. And they're partnering with organisations who I think are completely and utterly dangerous, such as Minus 18. Now, Minus 18, I actually called them out in our federal parliament many, many years ago when they were attached to the Safe Schools program, which was anything but safe. And I remembered the kind of things that they had up on their website. Some of the stuff they've taken down, but some of the stuff's still up there. They still promote chest binding, claiming that it can be done safely. Now, anyone who knows anything about this practice knows it cannot be done safely, that it is a very, very harmful practice. Penis tucking as well, they talk about this. And more to the point, they actually encourage kids to consider gender transition surgery, to consider puberty blockers, and they actually tell them that if their parents are against it, to contact that organisation. So that is the outfit that Bonds has partnered with to push their, you know, gender-free label of underwear, which, you know, is basically for the girls very, very tight-fitting sports bras. They've basically manufactured a clothing item that does the chest binding itself. So I think that this is extremely harmful, that Bonds should be ashamed of himself going down this track.
Yeah,
and you know, we've got thousands of signatures that have landed in the lap of the general manager of Bonds here in Australia. You got to remember, Bonds actually isn't an Aussie company. It might sound like it's Aussie, but actually it's owned by Hanes Brands, which is a multinational clothing company that's majority owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. So, you know, globalist woke corporations that are doing this kind of thing in our own country.